Hello everyone and welcome to this Fusion 360 tutorial where I will be demonstrating step-by-step of how to create an assistive bottle opener. This type of bottle opener can help clients that may present with decreased grasp, limited grip strength, or dexterity issues. This bottle opener can be a very individualized assistive technology device for your client. In that, you can measure the specific bottle they're having trouble with opening and then input these measurements into your design in Fusion 360. Let's get started with the tutorial. Welcome to the Fusion 360 homepage, and this is the main page. Up here are all the options, and when designing something in Fusion 360, you always want to create a sketch first. So we are going to go up here and create sketch. Now you will see three orange rectangular boxes. These are actually planes. So if you can remember back to geometry, you usually do things in the XY plane. There's also a YZ and an XZ plane. So for today's purposes, we will be using this plane. But if you are constructing something on top of something or need to cut something in the middle, constructing and using other planes is important. So I'm going to click this bottom plane, and over here, before I do that, this is how we can move and see our model. And if you are using a mouse, you can click the control button in the squirrel to move around. And if you actually want to do a 360 view of the object, you can click shift and the control on the mouse and move it that way. So let's click on that plane. It's going to bring us to this. So this is the main sketch feature, and you can see it highlighted here, where we'll be spending most of our time today. So we need to think about drawing two circles from the origin, which is right here, and these are going to be the measurements of our bottle. So I'm going to click on center diameter circle, highlight, and hover over the origin. It will automatically hover over one to click for you, which is nice. And my bottle was about 32 millimeters in diameter, and I'm going to add 5 millimeters to that for tolerance. So my total will be 37 millimeters. And I want the thickness of this device to be about 11 millimeters. So I'm going to make the diameter of this circle 48 millimeters. Next, we are going to use the line tool to create two lines in a triangular shape from the origin to the outer circle. I'm going to zoom in here and use this line from the origin to the outer circle, from the origin to the outer circle. These don't have to be exact because we are going to be creating another construction line. So I'm going to bring up my sketch palette if you didn't have yours up there and click on construction. So I'm going to create this line right in the middle on top of this green line that we see. So this construction line is basically an invisible line where we can reference different sketches and different points from. So we are going to reference these lines to the construction line to a certain degree. So to do that, we're going to click on the sketch dimension and select both of those lines and input our value. So let's say I want it to be 30 degrees and do the same thing the other side and type in 30. The next step, it's just gonna zoom in here and we're just gonna use this trim tool and just trim the inside because basically we don't need, our handles are gonna come off here, so we don't need anything inside of the circle. So that is complete. The next step is we are going to create these teeth that are going to help us grip the bottle cap and open the bottle. So to do that, we are going to click on this drop-down menu and add a point to the end of the inner circle. Now we want these points to go all the way around here. Instead of doing that manually, let's do it the easy way and use this circular pattern. And it will come up with a pop-up menu. And these pop-up menus are pretty helpful because they kind of tell you what to click on, what you need. So an object, that is going to be our point. Our center point is going to be our inner circle. And our inner circle is an angle, and it is 300 degrees. So I found that out because 360 minus this 30 and this 30, our quantity, I'm thinking I want 61 little circles because half of 61 is how many teeth I want in the middle of my bottle cap opener. Click OK. And now we see all of these little dots around it. So next we want to create this tooth triangle shape down here and all the way around the inner circle. So to do that, I'm going to select this line option and make sure your construction line is unclicked and create a triangle. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be using this equal tool to make the lines equal. Now after this, if we want the triangle to be a specific dimension or angle, which we do, I'm going to set mine to 70, and we use the sketch dimension tool to make these 30-degree angles as well. So once we have this completed, we are going to zoom out and click on this drop-down menu, circular pattern, to create these triangles along all of these points because we don't want to do that ourselves. So again, this handy dandy little box that has popped up, objects, we are going to click on the triangle lines. The center point is going to be, again, the inner circle. We want to change this to angle. This is going to be the same degree as before. And our quantity will be 61. So let me zoom out. Now we see all of the little teeth have formed. And with this extra pieces at the end, we can use the trim tool to trim it off. And we want to delete this inner circle because we don't really need it anymore. So we can right click and click delete. Oops, right click, delete, and it will delete that inner circle. So now we have the top part of our bottle opener complete. The next step is to create the handles of our bottle opener. So I'm going to zoom out, and how we are going to create that is use the spline tool and create some dots around the bottle opener. Click on this green check. To get out of this tool, you can right click and click OK. And now we can really move this design and move the points, click on the point, and customize of how we would like it to look. So once you got a pretty good rough draft, I want to create a seamless flow between this line and our handle. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to click on this drop-down menu and click on Collinear. I'm going to select these points, and now it has made them into a seamless line. So this may change the design of your handle, what we just created before, but no problem, because one way to adjust is, again, clicking on those components, moving them around, and creating the just right handle. That is both comfortable for your clients as well as it looks pretty good. So now that you have a good final draft of the handle for your bottle opener, we want to create it on this side. So how do we do that without trying to replicate it? We're going to use this drop-down menu, click on mirror, and then we are going to use this handy dandy box, select our objects we want to mirror and our mirror line, which we are going to use the construction line that we built in the beginning. And now you have a perfectly mirrored image and your bottle opener is complete. We can click on finish sketch. So after our sketch is complete, we are going to want to create a body or a object. To do that is to extrude our sketch. So type of extrude is selected. What profiles do we want to extrude? So we want to extrude the handles and the upper bottle opener part. And once you click that, you are going to notice an arrow. And really this arrow allows you to extrude. You can just drag it up. You can also extrude downwards. We're going to extrude up. And you can build your measurement that way. I like to type in a distance if you have a specific measurement, which you can use 13 millimeters. You click enter. And now really our bottle opener is complete. The only thing we need to do is export as an STL. So we can click on File, 3D print the body that we would like to import as an STL. Select the format. We want it to be STL. You can select different units and make sure the Send to 3D Print utility is clicked off. Click OK, and then you want to save it as an STL file on your computer. I want to thank you for watching this tutorial on how to create a bottle opener in Fusion 360.